Welcome back. Nicholas Carlson, you are a media and online media expert. What is the story or stories you're going to be most interested in reporting on in 2009? 2010.
2010, next year. I can think of three. Well, we're always looking to see if Google can do something besides search. So, they're talking about acquiring Yelp now. They actually have made some pretty good strides with YouTube and display advertising. So it'll be interesting to see if they can sort of, move the needle a little bit on their $25 billion annual revenues, see if they can open a new growth business. The other one is, I think Comcast NBC is going to be a very messy integration. I just think that, so that'll be fun to watch. And then finally, it's really funny to say this, but in 2010, I think one of the most exciting stories is going to be AOL, formerly America Online, the 25-year-old company that used to be the dial-up thing, It's going to be fun to watch because they are actually trying to figure out how to do content on the internet. They're trying to do local news. They're trying to do what all the magazine companies and newspaper companies have failed at doing. So it's going to be really fun to see if they can do it. And it's going to be tough because they're trying to do it on ISP revenues that are going down and down and down every quarter. So it's going to be a challenge. But here's what I'm really interested in. What do you think the big stories of next year will
Now
be?
you have to ask me about me.
Yeah.
So the big story in mobile this year were app stores and things like that. We'll see what happens next year. Will Android catch up to iPhone? Do apps even matter, or web browsers and email what matters? The games have been a huge story for Apple this year, and people say, oh, maybe Apple is going to be a threat to Sony and Nintendo, or is this, just kind of a 2009 thing, and mobile apps are just going to continue to be a minor part of the whole equation, but maybe not something that could really disrupt BlackBerry or something like that. And I think as far as gadgets go, I think this whole tablet idea is going to be really interesting. I got to spend time with a CrunchPad last week, which is now called the Juju. Who knows if it's ever going to come out? But the one thing I learned from the CrunchPad was that I really want an Apple tablet, something that has a really nice operating system, slick hardware, so I could read. I read all my books now on the Kindle app on my iPhone. I have not touched a paper book in months. But I wish it were bigger. So this is where a tablet that could, I could read a book for 20 minutes on the subway, read my email, use a web browser on a plane, use that to watch a video and not sit there with my laptop on my lap upside down and things like that. So if tablets can come in and they're small and not too expensive and thin and the battery lasts just long enough so that you can fly from New York to LA and not have to plug it in, I think that could be a really interesting gadget story. It's going to be hard for them to compete on price with a $300 netbook.
Yeah.
But if the feature set's there and if you could justify a $500, $600, $7 tablet instead of a Kindle and a netbook and whatever else you're going to buy, that could be a really cool new market for Apple and Dell and whoever else to tackle.
Will it save all the publishers?
That's the thing. Probably not. I mean, the publishers that are print-based right now that have not been able to replace their print money with online revenue, their problem is A, revenue, but B, costs. I mean, those people make a lot of money to not do that much work, and those brands just aren't as relevant online as they are in print. So, it's nice to see Condé and Time Inc. already supposedly ahead of the game making magazines for tablets, but I don't know. I don't read that many magazines. I have a lot of websites I go to. I think when I have a tablet in front of me, I'm still going to go to those websites and maybe not to those magazines. So,
I'm thinking Facebook and Zynga can maybe IPO next year. You think anybody's going to have a big public offering?
Those two definitely are possibilities. I don't know, diapers.com, something like that. Some of these big companies that we don't necessarily talk about every day, but Facebook and Zynga definitely look like they're potential. I want to say Shutterstock, is that some photo company like that? Maybe something like that.
Yeah.
All right. I'm good. I'm good. We'll see you next year. Thanks for watching.